Guys, I am on with some house mouse. I went to Margaret's yesterday. It's supposed to be Crafty Girls, but Roxanne was not feeling well, so she didn't end up making it. But Margaret and I worked on, and we both stamped out a bunch of my house mouse stamps. So I'll show you. I mean, these are just too cute. How can you not like house mouse? So anyway, I have them and they're weird, so it's hard to show. I have wood ones. I colored this little guy up. I don't know if I found all my... if I packed them all. Anyway, here we go. So I'll show you what I did color up, or can find, is this bird. I think it turned out super cute. What I do with the mice is I use chalks. Margaret uses watercolor. That works great because you want the little hairs and stuff to show. So chalk or watercolors is the best way to go for that. The alcohol markers kind of cover it up. There he is on his rocking horse. But yeah, I have some other ones. I don't know if I left them there. Look at this one. So cute. Yeah, I was really happy with how the bird turned out on this one. So I thought we would color together a little bit. And you can see how I do that with chalks. Okay, I was going to show you. I use the Stampin' Up! Pastels. Could be any chalks. And I just use Q-tips to spread it. So I'm just going to do the mouse itself, not the bird. Let's see if I need to zoom in a little. There we go. Okay. I sold something on Facebook Marketplace. Finally, the same gal kept, I'm coming, I'm not coming, I'm coming. And then finally, this all started last week. Nice gal. In the middle of the night, she goes, which I usually have my phone turned off. I don't know why I didn't. Anyway, she texts me and says, what's your address? And I go, I will give you that when you're on your way. And I explained to her, I said, I'm not going to give you my ad. I don't know who you are, right? So I did the brown. And then I'm just using kind of these lighter skin tone type. Just do his face super, super easy. It's like... Okay, there's the mouse. That's what you do for the mice on House Mouse. That's what I do anyway. You don't have to do that, but that's how I do. And then the bird, I'm liking doing the coral. What did I do with? I don't know where I put him. Anyway, I use a coral blend and start down kind of at the bottom with a darker. I have somebody supposedly coming at 1. It is now 2. I guess I'm more conscientious of people's time and let them know if I'm not going to make it or update the person. It's just, okay, it's an annoying process. Let me put it that way. Okay. What is that little thing? There's like this. Are you on? Can you see what I'm talking about? And then I'll go with the medium tone here. I think I went over too far at the bottom. Oh, well. Oh, well. Because it's just his tummy that's that color. And then the light. What was it? Got stuff all over the place. And then the light color, just his little chest. I don't know what kind of bird this is. It's a bird with a coral belly. Not a clue. Okay, so let's see, not pretty? I think that turns out pretty good, actually. Okay, and then I'll put my lids back on here. And then I'm going to come in. Should have had all my colors ready, sorry. With a brown gray for his feathers. I guess that's part of his feathers. I was wondering what that right there was, but I think it's part of his wing. I'm just going to kind of spot it in where they have it a little bit shaded. And I'm going to come in. Oh, that was the medium, so I'm going to go in with the light. That's pretty dark. See, is that? This is why I bought more gray tones, because these tend to be kind of too dark. Alright, I went and got out my Ohuhu. Honolulu is what they are. Got the gray tones in there. So I'm using the WG, which is Warm Gray 50. Let's see if we like, yeah, I think that's better. And I will use the light just to be consistent here. And again, I just kind of speckle it in. Because, you know, it's feathers, right? And they have those little marks there, so I just kind of put little marks there too. And then we'll blend it in. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Oh, nope. Go close there. I think that's good. So yeah, I've been organizing and my stuff. It's an ongoing process, you know? It's really ridiculous how much stuff I have. I love Temu, but yeah, it was too easy to buy too much stuff. So cheap. Okay, so there's that. There's the bird. I did go out a little bit. Do I have a blending color? Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. And then I like to add different greens for the holly. So I'm going to go with dull green blend. That sounds really boring. Light green blend. See how the difference. And then let's see. And citrus green. Okay, so I go in with this darkest one first. I don't think there's... Yeah, there's berries. Okay. I've got the Cinderella song in my head. So this is long. Why? Why is that in my head? I haven't watched Cinderella. Does that ever happen to you guys where you just get these weird... It's like, okay, why is that stuck in my brain? Well, let's see. We'll go with kind of the dull... Kind of mix it in there. Let's see. I like this one. Is another green. This is citrus green. There we go. Yeah. Cute. Pretty. Not cute. Pretty. Am I on here? Sorry, guys. Alright. So, yeah. We had a good day yesterday watching her puppy. They took naps, the cats, and she goes, well, and the puppy, she puts it down for a nap. So cute. But boy, she goes, just wait till they all wake up. And oh, she was not kidding. Holy mackerel. It was game on. Of course, it was fun, but oh my gosh. She's got her hands full, let me tell you. She's enjoying it, though. And I love going somewhere where there are pets because, as you know, I don't have any, so it's fun to see hers. We had a good time together. But I know I colored more than just what I showed you. Who knows? I probably left it there or something. I'll see her again. And I also worked on my little house that I bought at Ben Franklin, the Diamond Art. Let's see, let's do this color now. All right, I'm going to keep coloring, and I will come back and when I'm just about done with the holly. All right, I am almost done with the holly. I thought I'd finish up because there was a couple of things I thought, oh, I should mention this. And then at the end, I'm going to show you something that I do for like big stamps and ones that don't cling to our, you know, blocks or your stamp, whatever, Stampin' Majiggy press, stamp press. There you go. That's probably the word. So what I've been doing too is I go back in on those veins with the darkest of the greens. Sorry, I'm way over here. And just kind of lightly go over the lines just to bring them out again. So yeah, and then yellow is your friend. So I like to go over it with a yellow because these are green, so it blends really nice. And it just kind of brings out the colors. So I'm using 3 different greens and yellow. So there, I just think it's so pretty. But yeah, these take a little while. And then I get kind of lost sometimes. It's like, is that air or is that... So where they overlap, I kind of try to do the dark color. I probably went too dark on that one. But when you get the whole thing done, you know, it's not gonna... People aren't gonna go, oh, why'd you do a dark color there? They're not gonna... They're gonna see it as a whole thing, not each individual holly leaf, if that makes sense. That's the way I think about it. And plus, they're just happy to get something, right? A homemade card, there's nothing better as a handmade card, right? So it's all good. Ugh, these are so pretty. And see, now I'm going to go back in with my dark green and kind of make those lines come out a little bit better, the veins. And we have got a couple of leaves to do. This one's bent over, so I'm going to go under that. And there's the little cherry, or the berry. Cherry, jeez. Sorry, I get deep in thought here. I think I've mentioned my goal is to start sending Christmas cards again. It used to be a big thing for me with the Christmas letter and the whole thing. And divorce kind of got in the way of that, and I just didn't know what to say, or I didn't feel like I wanted to. Wasn't in the spirit for a while, but I'm back in the spirit. So there you go. I think I'm going to send some cards out this year, so I'm pretty excited about that. So a lot of people, I don't get as many cards anymore because people are like me and going, eh. But, and Facebook has really taken the place of it, but that's just not the same. You gotta see it. You gotta hold it in person, you know? So yeah, see how that yellow just kind of brings it out. So there we go. And now I need to do, well, first I need to put these back. I'm always dull green. Put them back wrong. Light green. Now, you wouldn't think this was the light green one. It's my darkest one, but whatever. And citrus green. Okay, there we go. Now, there's just a few little red berries in this. Not that many. So I'm just going to go in with a mid and the light red. Hopefully you could see. Okay. My phone. Time to get moving. I know. It reminds me. I ignore it, but it reminds me. If you can see, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. My big hand's not in the way. Just going around with the dark. And then one part with the light. Really, they're so slight that it doesn't really... Accenting them is not that important. Or highlighting or whatever's. Just a couple more. Kind of hidden. It's hard to see them. said to Margaret, who can't be happy when you see these little house mouse? They're just so cute. I love them. Oh, my son was talking to me on his drive home. He's so sweet. He often calls me on his drive home, and he was driving by my house. He goes, oh, there's 2 really big bobcats in your neighbor's yard. I'm like, oh, hopefully they don't get my squirrelies. Okay, so there's that. And then I want to come in on the mouse. I don't know which one that is. And just do some light pink in his little ears and on his cheeks. So let's see. Pink, pale pink. That should do it. And then on his little cheekies. Be cute. There we go. Oh, my gosh. Adorable. Not pretty? I forgot his beak, so I did it in a gold brown, kind of a yellowish, goldish brown. And I haven't decided. A lot of times I also like to go around to the outside with chalk, so with like a light blue or something, but I haven't decided what I'm going to do with that. So there's that. But here's my trick. So you get these stamps, and these are older ones, and they don't have any sticky to them. I don't know if I took off something that I wasn't supposed to, but I'm finding that instead of putting tape on it or something, I just lay it down, ink it up. Now, when I show this, it probably won't work. You know, that's how it works. But even Margaret was like, oh, this is great. It worked really good. It doesn't, you know, big background ones are perfect too. Oh, sorry. Got a text from my son. And, okay. And then I just take, oh, that's just not a good piece of paper at all. Piece of paper, I just grab this one, lay it on top, and just rub. Let me zoom out a little. There we go. Rub it where you feel it, you know, the edges and whatnot, in the center. Now this one I'm seeing it come through, but they don't always. And that's, you know, it depends on the weight of your paper. And there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself a quick image. And I didn't have to use a stamp press or try to figure out how to get that to stick. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I had fun making this with you, and I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.